Hello everyone, Ashutosh Garg, and today we are going to cover another interesting topic from PMBOK 7, and that is value delivery. Now, value delivery is one topic from which you can expect questions both in the PMP examination as well as in your project management interviews. So let's understand what is value delivery and how it impacts the project management. Now, we are going to cover the value delivery as part of creating value into total four parts. First, we are going to cover system for value delivery. Second, we will cover how to create value or creating value. Third, value delivery components. And in last, we are going to cover how the information flows during the project management building blocks. Let's understand the system for value delivery. Though we have covered this topic in quite detail in our previous session, but it is important and let's go through it what exactly it means. Reason being, this is the building block or the base on the basis of which the entire value delivery system depends on. So it starts with the vision of the company, which basically predicts or depicts the what state, that what the company want to achieve at the end, or what is the end goal, or what is the to be state. Along with the vision comes the mission, which basically answers the question that why do we exist. Together with vision and mission, we comes up with the organizational strategy, and this is what covers the how part, that how we are going to achieve the vision and the mission in terms of the organizational strategy and the objectives. Now we need something to cover or to complete the organizational strategy and objective, and that is something which is done by the portfolio management, which is the strategic planning and management of projects, programs and operations. This we can say as the how part or the detailed how. Along with the, we can say that this is the part where we are taking the right initiatives. Now under the portfolio management, we are having two blocks. One is the management of authorized programs and projects. This is the place where we are creating the value, and there is another block which is the management of ongoing operations. This is the place where we are generating the value with the recurring activities. So the management of authorized programs and projects is the place where the changes are created, and the management of ongoing operations is the place where business value is gained. Let's understand the topic creating value. Now we know that the value is created. The one of the building block is project. With the help of project, we get the output. It could be in terms of product, service, or result. Once this product, service, or result is delivered, we get an outcome in terms of the usage which we are going to have based on whatever is being delivered, and this outcome basically generates the value for us. Now let's understand this with some notes. So first, the organization creates the value for the stakeholder with the help of projects, just as what we depicted in our above discussion. Next, the value is created with the help of product, service or result. The product, service and results help in creation of the output, as we have just seen, which lead to outcome, and the outcome helps us in creation or realization of the value. Now this can be both for social or through the environmental contributions. The value helps us in increasing the efficiency, productivity, effectiveness, responsiveness and other aspects of the product, service or result, or any other piece on which we are working on. Basically, the value helps us for moving from the as is states to the to be state. That is the final state where we want to, or want to, that's the place which we want to go or want to achieve. The most important thing in order to create value is to sustain the value. That means whenever there is a product, service or result which has been created, we need to ensure that we are putting adequate emphasis in order to sustain that, so that there will be continued delivering of the value which is going to come. Let's understand with this example that when we are producing or when we are sustaining the value, we actually generate the capacity to create the value. This capacity creation happens with the help of product, service and result, but that is something which is only creating a change. In order to sustain or in order to get continuously value available, we need to sustain it, and that is done with the help of operations. Another topic which I would like to cover over here under creating value is what is the difference between benefit and value. So at times people do confuse between benefit and value, but then there is some minor oblique clear cut differences which exist between benefit and value. Let's understand how it is. Suppose we are we have taken up a project which helps us in getting a revenue of say $500. Now the total amount which is spent in creation of that project is $200. So the benefit which we are getting is of $500, but the overall value which we are going to get is 500 minus. Now let's understand what are the various value delivery components. So when you talk about value, we can get the value with the help of portfolios, with the help of programs, with the help of projects. These projects can be part of a program or a portfolio, or these projects can be independent. The products which we get via projects, and the operations by usage of the product, service and results which is getting delivered by or through the projects. Now these components, it is mandatory that it should be aligned with the organizational strategy. In case if we are not aligned with the organizational strategy, definitely we will be producing the product, service or result, but then that will not be going to generate or create the value, because value is something which will be strictly need to be aligned with the organizational strategy. So as I mentioned, value delivery should be aligned to the organizational strategy. The organization can structure the component as per their requirements. For example, a project can be part of a program or a part of a portfolio, or it can be an independent entity. Same way, the organization can decide or define how exactly they want to arrange or rearrange the components with each other. The components may influence each other. For example, in case if there is some deviation in a project or a program, it can lead to deviation for other projects, as well as it can impact the portfolio. The operations can directly support or influence components, because operations are the one which we are using repetitively in order to generate the value, and in based on the output which we are getting, or which the operations are generating, is going to impact on the overall value and how exactly we are planning or delivering the value with the help of portfolio, program and projects. Now the system of value delivery is part of an internal environment, that is what the organization environment, within the larger external environment. And when I say larger external environment, it could be the enterprise environmental factors. It could be like the technological change. It could be like the. Now let's understand what are the various building blocks of project management and how the information flow among these building blocks. So the first is the senior leadership. Next comes are the portfolios, then the program and the projects, and the last one is the operations. Now the senior leadership is the one which supports with the strategy which is required to be followed throughout the project management with the help of the portfolios. Portfolios use the information of the strategy which they are getting from the senior leadership, and based on the strategy it plans for the various programs and projects which is required to be undertaken in order to achieve the strategy, deliver the benefit and the value. Now the programs and the projects are undertaken again to deliver the benefits as well as the product, service and results, which is in turn then shared with the operational team in order to get the recurring value received by the running of the operations. So the programs and projects help with the deliverables, and the maintenance and the support is required to be taken up by the operations in order to get the value delivered. This is what the top to down approach or the forward flow. Now let's see what is the bottom to up or the reverse flow. Once we start the operations, we are definitely going to get some kind of issues, oblique challenges which we required to be corrected, and there comes the information for update, fixes and information which is going to go back to the programs and projects, which in turn going to correct it and then deliver it back to operations. Based on what has been delivered by programs and projects, there is information which will be given back to portfolios based on the progress which has been carried out and the value which has been delivered along with the benefits. Now, based on the various inputs from programs and projects, the portfolio then give information back to the senior leadership about the total portfolio performance, and the strategy which they are achieving is what been planned. In some cases, the strategy will be achieved. In some cases, the strategy cannot be achieved. In that case, either the strategy will be redefined, or the changes which will be required to be carried out within the portfolios. And then directly from operations, we are going to get the outcomes, oblique benefits, value performance, and the analysis related to that, which will be sent directly to the leadership in order to see that what all which we are doing in terms of portfolio, program, projects and operations to achieve our strategy, to get the value, to achieve the benefits, are we getting it or not. And then based on the analysis, there were further changes which is carried out, planned and executed. So the value delivery system is going to be efficient only and only if there will be bidirectional information flow. In case it will be only top to bottom, then there will not be any kind of feedback mechanism with which the strategy can be corrected, or there would be requirement of any changes within this particular flow which would be corrected. The strategy information flows from top to bottom. However, the impact oblique the performance information goes from bottom to up, and the delivery information which goes from bottom to top, as I just mentioned, and it helps in changing oblique validating the strategic points oblique the decision which has. With this, we have come to end of this session. Should you have any questions, queries, doubts, please raise back to us and we shall try to answer them. Also, we'll request for your feedback in order to correct oblique support you in a better way. You can connect us on YouTube, on Facebook, on Insta and Twitter on our channel PM Intellect. Thank you so